Good skies, sexy Wookiees, and welcome to another episode of Sexy Wookiee Squadcast. We're continuing reading Star Wars Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. This week's chapters are 21 to 26. You are Lady Vader. It's your boy, Sexy Leader.
Hey, it's your girl, Sexy One.
Hey, what's up? It's your simp, Sexy too.
Lock as foils in attack positions.
Let's go.
All right. So surprisingly, there's not too many fun facts because he actually did not have too many notes in the margins.
Really?
What
So
happened? All right.
all this is pretty straightforward, huh?
So I have a couple. So I have a few of them, but yeah, he's pretty straightforward. The first one was in chapter 21, where he actually had like quite a little section for it, but apparently a lot of people like Gent's character.
I love him.
So he said that a lot of people like throughout the years would write letters to him and everything, saying how much they love Gent. Oh man, I should have had it saved. Where the little note was, because it was actually kind of cute, because he called him like, let me find it real quick. Sorry. It was in chapter 21, right? 22.
2, I think.
Okay, so it says, for someone who was never intended to be anything but a minor character, Gent has picked up a surprising following among the readers over the years. No doubt it's a combination of his computer skills, his open-faced honesty, and his complete oblivion to all the political mechanisms swirling around him. If he's not the king of the Star Wars nerds, he's certainly one of the royal family.
Oh, he's so precious.
I was like, bless, that's so sweet.
He is. Like, when he's stuck with Lando and Han, and they're just like, what is this? What is that? What? Tell us about this. He's like, I don't know. And then he's kind of spilling the beans totally. And you're like, dude, snitches get stitches. Dad, come on.
Help him. And then we'll skip a few chapters. Timothy Zahn actually said he felt bad that Leia did not get as much story time as her brother and husband. He said, I tried to do it equally, but unfortunately he couldn't. He said, but in future books, she does get more attention. I was like, okay, that's fair. At least he apologized.
Well, you know, she got where she was going, and then it was a lot of waiting around, so we didn't have to check on her as often.
Yeah.
But yeah, once she got her action scene, she got some action.
Pretty good one.
Yes.
That was a good one. And then speaking of the action scene, the editor actually made a note.
Oh.
And she was like, I didn't think about this until after the fact, but Leia doesn't really think much about her growing baby bum, especially doing like the action scene, the thing with the harness, because from the beginning of the adventure, the beginning of the book to that point, like her belly is definitely getting a little bit bigger. And the editor was like, I was going through my first pregnancy. All I could think about was my bump. And I didn't think about Leia not thinking about hers. And I'm like, that's kind of true.
Yeah, she's kind of moving around a lot, and tying a harness on herself and dangling.
I know exercise is good for you, but how much?
Yeah, that can't be comfortable.
Well, I'm going to make a joke. Whatever, their mother would stand when she was pregnant. Of course, Leia would be able to do what she can do.
That's true. That's true. But poor Padme, her poor feet were like swollen and tired and everything.
Yeah, didn't stop her.
Oh, someone give these ladies just a little foot rub, something. Oh my gosh. I thought this one was hilarious. I kind of laughed when I read it, but Timothy Zahn was like, the Ewoks were too cute. I couldn't take them seriously as fighters. So that's why he created the Nogri.
Yeah, they were too cute and not serious as fighters. It was a little weird. You're like, wow, stormtroopers are like pathetic if they're gonna lose to rocks and bows and arrows. Like, what does the armor even do?
Cute little teddy bears.
These little teddy bears.
I
don't know. The Nogri are kind of scary though. I like his description of them. Like, you picture this kind of golem sort of creature with the gray skin and the big eyes and like the snouty nose and like sharp teeth, but like they're bigger and have like wiry hands and stuff. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, it sounds like a thing straight out of nightmares.
Yeah, they do sound real scary. So good on Leia for taking them on.
I do appreciate that he just basically admitted to being petty, and that's like he did it.
Like,
Bless
do
him.
the anti-teddy bear. What do you think about this lizard creature?
Oh gosh, bless him. That's just funny though.
Yeah, that was good. All right, what are the questions?
All right, guys. Picture it.
Okay.
You are in Talon Card's place. Okay. I almost said picture it, Sicily. I've been watching a lot of Golden Girls. Picture it. Talon Card's base. Some point after Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. So we're all on Merkur.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. So how would you handle the situation of having New Republic guests while the Empire invited themselves to your base? Would you hide them? Would you give them up as bargaining chips? What would you do? Because you know how Mara was like, give them up, and Talon was like, no, we can't. We got to be nice.
Yeah, that whole situation of like one thing after another, just the tension building. Like first, I mean, it's bad enough you've got Luke and it's like, okay, how do we contain this guy? We'll do our best. And then all of a sudden, who's showing up? Han and Lando. Like, seriously? Okay, well, let's try to keep them apart. And then next thing you know, here comes the Empire, and not just anyone in the Empire, is stinking Grand Admiral Thrawn. And he's coming down personally, like poor Talon Card. I'm like, this guy, it's a good thing he's like good at what he does, because I would have been like, screw it, we're evacuating. Just leave everyone else here. I'm done. We're out. Like, yeah, I think if it was me in that situation, I'd be like, there is no way you come out of this winning all around. You're gonna get completely caught out by somebody and they're gonna be pissed. So I would just like be like, okay, I'm going to, be right back with your lunch. Stay here in the ballroom, and then gone.
Mm-hmm.
Pack it up and go. Yeah, I'd evacuated. Leave them all there.
That's true. I don't know. Like for me, you know me, I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face and then
I know. There's no way you would have lied to all of them.
Would have been, yeah. But I'll have to say, Talon Card was such a good host to the Rebellion friends. So now I am starting to consider him a friend. I don't know if we should call him that right away, but yeah, no, whatever. Trying to picture it, putting Luke in the box, and then same with R2. Like there's not really much like hiding space, but you did it so well. So I'm thinking like this place had to be really big that they couldn't patrol everything, at one time. I'm guessing so, but if I were to do it, I'd probably do it as much as probably hide the rebels as best as I can, the way he did, and not give them up. But let alone I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face and do it, where I could successfully be able to lie about it as well to the Empire.
Yeah, to Thrawn, good luck.
That's not my cup of tea there.
That's fair. No, I agree with Ronald. I would try to hide them because, as the Empire is still kind of strong, but it's very clear that they are dying out. So to make an enemy of the Republic, I think would be kind of silly. Mm-hmm. So if we don't evacuate, because that is a good plan, if we don't evacuate, then might as well hide them, because I feel like it's less hassle to hide them than to just give them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if the Empire is like, well, they've been here for how long? How come you didn't call us sooner? Whatever stupid stuff. Because But
fill them in. I think that's the one thing that would have benefited him if he told them exactly what was happening, so that they would do him a favor and really stay out of the way.
Yeah.
And it might have turned out a little better. They would have been more hesitant to spy on what was going on. Mm-hmm. And so it would have worked out better for him.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Even tell Luke maybe, and then he wouldn't be so eager to MacGyver his way out of that box.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like
Oh man.
they were pretty open with him from the get-go. It was a
Yeah.
little surprising that they weren't just like, hey, we really need you to stay quiet. We don't want to give you up.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, but we don't want to give you up. They're on their way. Just shut up and hang out here for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
MacGyver your way out later.
Oh, there you guys just said it twice again. So now that scene is always gonna play that theme song in my head, and you just can't believe it or
Yes.
not, that's another song. Oh, okay.
This was the mid 90s, so
So good.
All right, I got kind of a fun one for you.
oh boy.
Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this animal's name, but
The Versker?
Vernsker?
The Vernsker?
Vernsker?
Something like that.
I don't know if I'm saying it wrong because of my braces or not, but would
Probably
you
not.
want a Vernsker as a pet or like a guard pet? And if so, what would you name yours?
What?
Come on, it's a fun
Hmm.
one. If you could have one as a pet, why not?
Well, let's see.
Talon has two, and he gave them like dumb names. Maybe we'll come up with better ones.
I like Sturm and Drang. They're theatrical terms. And if I had one, I would go with a German name also, probably, just because I like the theme.
What would you go with?
Let's see. I don't know a lot of German words for dramatic things like that, but maybe just a German name, and it would be like Fritz or something.
That's a good one.
Name it Krankenwagen so that whenever someone's like, "What does that mean? Why is it named ambulance?" Be like, because if you cross me, you're gonna be needing one.
Oh, that's a good yes.
Mm.
Ambulance. That's
Krankenwagen.
good. Krankenwagen. But yeah, no, it would make a good guard pet. I'm not. It sounds kind of like a dog-like creature, and dogs
Yeah.
are not my favorite. If it was a little more cat-like, then I would be in for sure.
Mhm.
But no, if I, especially if you needed guarding of your property, then they do seem like good pets.
It kind of seems like a hybrid of like a dog and a monkey, just the way it's been. I don't know if I'm like picturing it differently, but it seems kind of dog-like, but also kind of monkey-like, the way it kind of jumps around and claws.
Maybe it's dog and cat-like. I don't
Ooh,
know. Because
It's
cats
probably
like to be in
mixed.
trees and stuff. Dogs don't.
my dog does.
Because your dog thinks it's a cat.
Yeah, she really does.
What about you, Ronald?
No, I was thinking when you first said bird-like, and
Bird?
then yeah,
We didn't say bird.
oh,
She
no.
said dog.
Oh no, I mean like when we first asked the question, wasn't it like bird-like? Was
No,
that it?
just if you could have it as a pet or like a guard
Oh,
pet,
okay.
would you? And
No,
if so, what would you name it?
Well, let me go with the name first, and then I don't know why this came in my head because I think we said monkeys too. So the thing from those guards from the Wizard of Oz,
Oh,
that
yeah.
are like monkey
Yeah.
with the wings. I don't know why that popped in my head, and I was like, what can I name that? And then no, so I'll just leave it as I want to go with Calvin. I don't
That'd
know
be
why.
amazing. But like, come here, Calvin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like this vicious beast. Calvin.
I like your choice, but that's because I love it when people give their pets like random human names.
Very unexpected.
Oh gosh, it cracks me up and it makes my day. So I like Calvin. That's a good choice.
All right.
Good.
I would either go with something like crazy and fierce, kind of like what you said, probably like the Krankenwagen, or just something like punny like that, because Talon is very punny. So
Mhm.
yeah, name it like ambulance or something, and be like, why? Because if you cross me, you're gonna need one.
Yep.
Something cheesy like that, or I'd probably name it like, I don't know, banana. Something like
Hmm.
very cutesy, so that people could kind of let their guard down and be like, oh, what a good little banana. And then I'll be like, attack.
Yeah, and then you see it, it's all over.
And then they got attacked by a banana. How silly. Now
Give
they
them the
can't.
signal.
And if someone is
Boom.
like, if someone does get hurt because they crossed me or banana, you can't
Hmm.
go around telling people I got hurt by a banana, because then you just sound stupid. So
Mhm.
more power.
Foolproof plan.
True.
Yeah, so just something goofy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably dress it up too because I like dressing up my dogs.
Oh my gosh, I'd wear a little sweater and everything.
I'd put like little Mickey ears on it, little hoodies, probably some tutus.
Poor miserable banana.
Banana would love it. It's fine. It's fine. She'd be fine.
Me and ambulance would be over here judging you. Spiky
I'm gonna
collar.
put a bow on ambulance too. It's okay.
Ever.
I'm gonna put a bow on all of our workers. All right, let's see. All right, so this one, I don't know if it's gonna take a little bit more thought, but I'm genuinely curious.
Mhm.
If you were offered the chance to basically be an elite shadow, either for the Empire or the Alliance, would you do it, and for which side?
Ooh, very good question.
So basically, like an elite shadow, you know, like Mara, you're just completely in the shadows, you're undercover, you're like top of the top. But then that means you don't really have an identity, you know, no one really can confirm your reports or your stories, just like her. So would you do it? And if so, for which side?
100% yes. I love working alone. It is so much more reliable than when you've got like a team and you're having to put in reports and everybody is checking on you all the time. Like if you just have one boss, it's like, do it, whatever it takes to get it done, whatever method you need to use. I'm not even going to ask any questions. As long as you take care of it, go. And like, just like change identities and sneaking around. Like, yes, that is dream life. So that would be amazing. Now, the question is, I suppose, which side would you want to do that for? Just because I'm like, I think I'm a good guy at heart. I'd want to do it for the New Republic side or Rebellion side, whichever it will be. But that would be kind of cool, especially if it was during the Rebellion, because then you're basically infiltrating the Empire. So you actually get to be in the inner circles of the Empire if you're doing your job well, but you're secretly a double agent because you're reporting back to the Rebellion.
That's
so
what I
you
was
get
thinking.
you get the best side of both. I think that's what I'd do.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to everybody who's good at infiltration. I
You
hate
can't
those
keep a
characters.
straight face.
I hate the characters because they're so good at doing their jobs, whether it's Rebellion, whether it's Empire, and all the other characters we have here.
Why do you hate them though?
I just because they're so good, and I hate like
You can't trust them.
I don't know, like obviously if you're on the side I pick, which I'm obviously going to choose the Rebellion, it's still so they're so good at doing their jobs that I'm just like, man, like they're so good at blending in. Could I do it? No, probably not. Like this is that would be a challenge for me to switch from going from pilot to this rogue agent.
It's like what you see is what you get.
Exactly. But then I always think like if you're gonna challenge yourself, that's probably the one job I would have in the Star Wars world that would really challenge me, and as in reality, like be like if I can do that, I can do pretty much anything. Therefore, I'm invincible. Just kidding. But they're good.
So then say you chose not to do it or you felt like you couldn't, would you want to at least be a point of contact for the shadow? So you're kind of like the in-between.
Okay, yeah. The
Would
third party.
I'll
do that. I like being the communicator.
So you still get to help. You still get to be part of it, even if you're not
Yeah.
doing the actual undercover missions.
Yeah, I'd be their what you call it, their guy at the computer,
The guy
communicating the information. Make sure I don't have the wrong info.
Yeah,
but
you'd be the contact.
That's actually pretty much cooler, and being able to be rogue, not face to face with the opposition or anything like that. That's
So
yeah,
someone
I
does
like
the
that.
hard work and you just keep track of it.
There you go. I'm just behind a desk again.
Yeah, they still need you.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
could still be piloting for them when they need it too.
That's true.
Mhm.
If they need it, like,
The
okay.
getaway
I need it.
driver.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Exactly.
jack
You're
of
gonna
all
need
trades.
help once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It
I
reminds
would
me of our
definitely do it.
story.
I would 100% do it, just like Megan had said. Be so good that you would be in with the Empire, and it would be a double spy. Be like Severus Snape. I would do it in a heartbeat. Plus, if it means I always get to dye my hair, heck yeah, I love dyeing my hair. It's fun.
Dude, that's the thing. You would have to
Nice.
learn all different skills. You'd
Mhm.
be
do
like
it.
Mara. You would be like, oh, now I'm a mechanic. Oh, now I'm a pilot. Oh, now I'm just a dancer. Don't mind me.
Heck
Like,
yeah.
do everything. How much did you love when uh Card's like, I need you to move the X-wing further into the trees. Can you fly an X-wing? She goes, I can fly anything. I was like,
Oh
all right,
man,
I love
Poe,
it.
settle down.
that's exactly. I was
That's
like,
what
he
I
has
was
to have read
thinking.
this book.
Exactly. So
This
I
is where
like
it
that
came
little
from.
nod. And that's just it. You know, when you've got this kind of job, you have to be multifaceted, skilled at all sorts of things in order to have a new identity as whatever job is going to get you into the place that you need to be.
Mhm.
So I like it.
I
Well,
would
I'm
do
going to
one.
pause really quickly. The worst thing about that line is that I thought it's from the new movies.
Mhm.
And now to read it in the book, I was like, dang it. This is where it was from.
Mara
This
said
is
it
OG.
first.
This is OG.
Mhm.
So
It's
I
a
like
nice
it.
nod to her. I like it.
very cool. She's really, really badass. Like, I am just, I'm blown away by how he wrote this character.
Oh yeah.
Is because Luke is so calm that anything she does, he's just like, it reminds me of Ross from Friends.
Oh my god, Ross
Yeah.
is not calm. He's psycho.
No,
Oh my
that's why
gosh.
he's more. No, well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, she's like the very vocal one, like very like I'm in your face kind of
So
thing.
is
Yeah.
she Rachel, or
Oh yeah, she's
is
Rachel.
Luke,
She's
or
definitely
is
Rachel.
Luke Rachel and she's Ross? Maybe.
Yeah, Luke. Oh yeah, you're right. It could go both ways. They all had their good times, but then yeah, it reminds me of that so much. Reading these two, but I love it. I love these two characters.
You know what? Now that you brought up Friends, I could see Luke being Joey, and I could see Mara being Phoebe.
Mm.
You know they would be friends. Phoebe would force her.
Oh dear. Yeah, their dynamic is
this chemistry
fun.
is amazing. I'm rooting for this like this duo. Like, we've been talking about duos the past few episodes, and I'm loving this duo the best right now. Like, we're heading towards the end of the book. I don't know where it's gonna go still. I do know what ended up happening in chapter 26, but man, like, really rooting for these two.
Yeah, don't you just love, like, all
Love
the girls out there are gonna know, like, when you're struggling, you've got so much on your mind, you're whatever, and then 2 seconds later you look and your man is just asleep, like dead asleep, and you're like, the heck is this?
Oh my gosh.
How do you just fall asleep that fast? What is this?
I just wake them up. I'm like,
If I don't sleep,
I
you don't
need-
sleep.
yeah. That, like that video, I ain't got no sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get sleep because of me. That's me. That's me 100%.
It's real life.
Man.
But yeah, I love, just like Ronald said, I love this duo so much that I really want to do a cosplay of Mara, and I want to dress up my boyfriend as
definitely. We
Luke,
should
because I'm like,
all-
that's kind of us, because he's
No
very
question.
calm and I'm very loud.
It is Cuddy, you guys, isn't it?
Nice.
He can just chill, relax, and I'm just like all wired up, and I'm like, no, we got to do this, and he's like, no, we're fine.
It's exactly.
That's kind of us. So that's how I want to.
exactly.
I want to dress as these characters. I think it'd be fun. But the last question was predictions for the end.
Ooh.
Predictions. Because Ronald, I think you said you had a prediction.
No, actually, that was like, I thought I did. This week threw me off with like,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, I mean,
okay.
when we were 26, it threw me off. I was like, Oh, so that's why people call her. I never knew. Here's the thing. I'm live for the Sexy Wookiee Squadron audience first. I always thought, I never knew why they called her the Emperor's Hand. And so to pretend like I knew, I always pretended like I knew.
Like, yeah, Emperor's Hand.
Yeah,
Of course.
I know nothing about the relationship or like whatever it is. I really don't know the story, right? I fully 100%, 1000% just go along with what people like, what I hear them just like, oh yeah, yeah, that's
So
really
you were
cool.
familiar with the term. You
So
just had no
Yes.
idea what it meant.
right when we read it, I'm like, I'm glad you
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 decided
went
to
this
put that
many
in.
years without knowing,
No,
but I think of
no.
it like you went so long without spoilers, and I think that's pretty amazing because I actually saw it in the Thrawn Facebook group today. Today marks exactly 31 years ago that the book came out.
Oh wow, congrats on
Wow.
that. Nice.
Yeah, so you went 31 years without any spoilers, and I have to. That's pretty amazing.
Oh man, but as what predictions, one of the Jedi is going to get caught here. The Luke, Leia, something, because we know Thrawn has not left, right? Thrawn is still around, hanging about. Like he's waiting for this. Like he's set a trap for them, and this Jedi without his Force powers cannot spring a trap. So one of them's gonna get caught, and I don't know which one. But once that happens, I don't know how. What's his name? Sabayoth. Joris. Joris.
Yeah,
Joris.
Yeah, I don't know how Joris is gonna play
Sabayoth.
back into this because we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, where the hell did he go? Is he taking a nap? Is he
Yeah,
off like being Looney Tunes somewhere else?
Is he
Yeah.
hibernating? What's he doing? Yeah. So I was really thinking that. I'm like,
He's off
every
playing
time
with
the
the
Empire
lizards.
popped up, I was just like, where's this guy? Like, I need to know. I need to know. Like, what does he still play into here? But when they dropped the Mara bomb, if that's what we even call it.
Yeah.
Yes, the surprise. There you go, better word. When they dropped the Mara surprise, that's all I could think about. And I was just like, yeah, now that I know what she had planned out to do, like, okay, I get it now that like she's an assassin for the Emperor. And I was just like, whoa, like why? And I think I said it a few couple episodes back. I said, Luke, watch your back because you can't handle this girl. And clearly he cannot. But let's see what Luke, I'm hoping Luke has a good can recollect whatever he is. Once whatever this force block happens, I think that's when Luke's gonna shine. So hopefully I think Luke's gonna shine at the end here. So we'll see.
Hopefully so. Things will heat up for Talon Card, and the Empire's gonna get the resources they need to set up for the SWS van attack. And like you said, this dark Jedi is waiting to get his hands on one of these kids, and that might happen. I know that the book ends in like a cliffhanger kind of deal, because it is, part of this trilogy, and so there's a lot that has been set up that's going on that is not going to get resolved in this one for sure.
Because in one of the little notes, he had put that it's a trilogy, and then after that, he didn't put any spoilers, but he said certain parts of this story will actually be explained in the duology, the Mara Jade one. And I was like, oh, there's so much more to look forward to.
So much more. So what do you think, as the only other person who hasn't read the book, Jasmine?
So I've never read the book, but I do kind of know not completely, but I kind of know what happens just because, years of being on Tumblr and just doing my own research.
Spoilers.
So I kind of know what happens. I know what happens to certain characters, but I don't actually know what happens with the story. So I don't know if this is a prediction or more of a hope, but I really hope, because I like Talon. He's kind of annoying, but I like his character, especially the puns. So I hope we do see more of him, and I hope that he either does join the rebel side, or he's just kind of like, or he will, begrudgingly help them, but not necessarily join them. And they'll be like, "You're one of us." He's like, "No, I'm not. Don't say that." "Yeah, you're one of us." So I hope it's something like
Pirate,
that.
leave me alone.
I want
Yeah,
to see
Jasmine,
more of him.
who's the one that the contact the rebels had in the Rebel show? He wasn't really a rebel until like the very end.
Callus?
The dude with the horns, was it Vizago?
Oh, Vizago, yeah.
Vizago.
So he didn't like consider himself a rebel or anything
Yeah.
until like they actually busted him out, then he
So-
became one.
I'm hoping Talon's gonna be a little bit like him.
Yeah, you know what? That's
Where
a
it's
good
not fully
one.
rebel, but like because he is that type, he is the smuggler type, like,
Mm.
and it's like I like to think of this type of groups that they don't go outside, like they don't choose sides, which is cool about them.
Yeah, smarter.
And if they stay like that, like I want him to stay like that, but like, yeah, lean a little bit towards the rebel side, help him out, because yeah, we're outnumbered still, like even though we control it all. Really weird.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool to have him as a Vizago,
Mm-hmm.
the begrudging friend.
Yeah, right.
It'll be interesting to see how it works out for him. Like I think in one of the chapters that we read in this last section, Thrawn made some pretty ominous threats about him. He's like, yeah, when we figure out what's going on, we're gonna have a nice chat with Mr. Telencard or whatever it was. And I was like, oh no, poor Talon.
What would
He's trying to do the right thing.
What would Thrawn's theme song sound like? I'm trying to guess now.
I feel like it'd be one of those like songs that would probably be a couple stringed instruments, and it would be like kind of light, and it would be kind of light and flowy with a dark undertone. So it can't just be straight up dark, because that's not him. He is menacing, but he also gives off that aura of you're like, I want to trust him, but I'm scared. So I feel like it'd have to be something light with the dark undertones. It can't just be overtly dark.
That's cool. I hope there's some type of fan-made thing out there on Tumblr or whatever, or anything out there. Hopefully.
Well, we'll find out soon enough, won't we? I bet he'll have a theme in the show.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. That would be amazing. God, please.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna watch Rebels. I'm gonna try to see what they had there.
See if he's got some kind of
something when he comes in
thing that plays every time he's appears. Interesting. Definitely. He seems like the type that would like music too. Him and his art. Like he'd probably listen to the classical or the folk music of certain cultures. I feel like that would tell you just as much about their psychology as art does.
Oh yeah, definitely, because if things are more light and airy, if things are more ominous, more dark, what type of instruments are preferred over others. There's a lot to tell from it, especially if he's looking at the art while listening to it. I feel like it could get him a better feel.
Wow. Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So after this, we are reading to the end, huh? We're going for
final
broke.
Stretch. Yes.
Yep. 27 through 32.
That's it. All right. So come back next time with us, close out this book, read all the way to the end. Let's see what gets accomplished in this and what is left as a cliffhanger for the next one, and who's gonna make it and who's gonna get caught.
Don't say that.
Who's gonna get caught?
Oh, okay.
Someone has to, even if it's just losing a limb, something has to happen.
Oh, bad.
I don't know. Do you have a bad feeling about this?
Yeah. Who said it? This I think it was Han.
He uses it a lot. I'm like, okay, Timothy, calm down. You only need to use it once per book. It's fine.
I mean, that's why the editor was like, oh, I could tell who his favorite character was to write.
Clearly. All right. Well, come back next time with this book completed, and we will have thoughts on it as a whole and on the conclusion, and announce what, if anything, we're going to do next. So stay tuned. But for this week, Sexy Wookiees are out. Hey, we'll tell them next time.
Yeah.
We'll tell them next time. For now, we're out though. So bye. Sexy Wookiees.